Greetings, hi, hello, how are you? Guess what? Yesterday, I went into jury duty. China parked me an hour walk away. I walked there, I walked back. I did a whole bunch of other walking, and I accidentally, sort of, until towards the end, it was on purpose, hit 30,000 steps yesterday. So officially, I made that day one of my 30,000 steps a day challenge. I'm not going to hit it every day because, well, I'm going to be solo parenting this weekend. And turns out well, let me start this first. This is another stretchy workout, stretchy leg workout. Okay.
Up first is 30 seconds of bodyweight Cossack squat.
Okie dokie.
Press start to begin. Left side.
It turns out Wait, am I supposed to hold? Yes, holding it. Okay. Cossack squat, hold. Let's get that on my phone there. It wasn't jury duty. I wasn't making a duty. It was jury selection. I was selecting a duty. Well, I wasn't the one doing the selecting, but the process was, I've never done the process before. I didn't know how it was done. They gathered 30 people. We all went into a courtroom. 23, I think, of them went into the jury box. And then the judge asked a bunch of questions. One lawyer asked a bunch of questions. And the lawyer on the other side asked a bunch of questions. And then...
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of bodyweight Cossack squat. Right side hold.
They narrowed it down to 13 with one alternate jury members. And members. I didn't even make it into the jury box. I was just outside the jury box. Of the 23 that went in, I was one of the 7 and that didn't. So we just sat there and waited until maybe we would replace someone. We didn't, so we left. And I'm like, yes, no jury duty. And then they're like, go back to the waiting room. So we went back to the waiting room, and we waited for a while, and then they called us back up to a different courtroom, different case. Like the person being accused was in the room both times, and the prosecuting lawyer.
Up next is 20 seconds of bodyweight leg abduction.
Was the same lawyer in this one as in the last one. And this time I did go into the jury box. Am I supposed to hold? Okay, I'll hold. Yeah, glad that's only 20 seconds. Except it didn't start right away. Oh dear. So I went into the jury box. I went in this time. They asked a bunch of questions. I answered one of them, I believe. It was all just like pertaining to the case, and which I'm not allowed to talk about, and I won't. I did get selected, so
that's time.
I was one of the.
Up next is 20 seconds of
bodyweight
leg abduction.
Who wouldn't want to select
Hold
me?
right side.
Look at how flexible I am.
Start the next set.
So I go back on Friday all day to do jury duty all day long. Like early day, they said it could potentially go really late, in which case they would provide us with pizza and pay attention to dietary restrictions. So I won't be getting 30,000 steps a day that day. It'd be funny if I as we're deliberating, I just walk around the table in circles. Uh-oh, I gotta put this back. See, this is like this because of the Arnold stretch last time, or 2 times ago. Remember me saying I don't like, it's annoying because you have to change the setting on the bench. Okay, let's bring it back. Okay. Oh, oops. I was wondering why that was feeling weird. I normally have this here. That's sort of better. I also normally wear shoes. It's kind of hurting my foot a little bit. I'm going to put shoes on after this. So, I'm doing jury duty. Hopefully it only goes one day. They seem to think it's gonna go. They seem very confident it was only gonna go one day. I mean, not the way I jur. You wait to see how much I argue. How much I'm the contrarian of the room.
That's time. Up next is 40 seconds of couch stretch. Right side.
Now I'll probably be pretty quiet, unless I strongly disagree. Hopefully it's pretty cut and dry. But you never know. I will treat it as seriously as possible. They really drive that home to you, how important this civic duty is, and that's good. But anyway, then I, from there, walked back home, and then I walked around outside. I gave Bunny a couple walks. I walked around circles in the kitchen, and eventually hit 30,000. I was like, I'm getting close. I might as well hit it and make this day one. So I did. Now today, it's 1:30, and I'm at, how many steps am I at? Let's see. I'm at, it's got to update. Update. That seems low. Thought I would have updated higher than that. No, that's probably about right. I'm at about 15,000 steps. And why didn't this end? Probably because I went away from the app.
That's time. Up next is 40 seconds of SpiderMan stretch.
You know what? I'm going to pause. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to let it go. All right, here we go. Never mind any of that I just said. I'm using the Copilot app. It's the app I use every time. I'm going to put a link in this time if you want to use it. It's not a sponsor, but it does sponsor me. They do sponsor me pretty often. And I love it. I use it I use it all the time. What I'm doing the routine I'm doing now is just like a flexibility routine. If you're new to this,
10 seconds left.
I'm trying to learn how to do the splits. So my trainer in here gives me, not in here, he's a real person, but gives me a routine, a stretch routine on the road.
Up next is 40 seconds of
learning the
stretch.
splits. I might end up doing a whole video about this journey if I ever eventually learn how to do the splits. But I also just do regular workouts with this, and I love it. But anyway, 30,000 steps. It's so time consuming. I think my legs can handle it. My feet started to hurt quite a bit after walking back from the courthouse. I think I had some blisters, maybe still have some blisters on my toes. They don't hurt now though. I used to get those when I trained for a marathon too. The trick is to ignore them and then deal with it. Just deal with the pain, bro. And it's kind of
That's time.
It's kind of tiring. I mean, it is tiring. I've been slowly ramping up to 30,000. And in general, I run occasionally. I strive for 10,000 every day. I don't always hit it, but then after the past week or so, I've been striving for 20,000. And so it wasn't that hard physically for me, except for occasional foot pain, maybe slight ankle and knee pain. That's kind of gone away. But I think it comes down to also doing these workouts, flexibility and strength workouts so my body can handle this kind of thing. And running and the endurance.
30 seconds left.
But the time, it just takes so much time. I haven't been running lately. I just haven't had time to run. But that might help because then I can just get more steps quickly. But I'll be going further distance with less steps because my stride is longer. So I might end
10
up
seconds left.
using more energy, but maybe getting the steps quicker. But still, even with that, it's still I feel like I've been walking all day, and I'm only halfway done.
That's time. Up next is 40 seconds of figure 4 stretch.
I think I'm getting a sort of disconnect between my watch and this app here today. It's kind of,
start the next
when my watch goes to sleep, it kind of disconnects, so I have to wake it up. Sometimes it happens, just got to restart it, and it's fine, but I don't feel like restarting it right now. So I might end up doing some of these a little too long. But I've been walking today I've been walking. I walked Bunny a few times, extra long walks. When I'm working, I'm at the treadmill desk walking. This morning when I was eating, I was walking around in a circle in the kitchen while eating eggs, while eating cereal, while eating yogurt. I eat a lot of breakfast foods throughout the day. Like I snack on breakfast foods, but like healthier option breakfast foods, eggs and beans, yogurt and granola. I eat Magic Spoon cereal. This is probably done now. Yep.
That's time. Up next is 40 seconds of figure 4 stretch.
And
right side. Start the next set.
Magic Spoon is like sugar-free, but it's sweet. I don't know if it's necessarily good for you. What is good or bad for you with food? I think I'm going to make a video about junk food, the idea of junk food coming up here. But it has a lot of protein. So I just like eat breakfast foods. Now it exited out of the app. I think this is a problem with the watch. Okay.
10 seconds left.
I've been taking my watch off and charging it a bunch. I've been putting it on my ankle when I do my treadmill desk walking. Putting it through
That's
beating.
time. Up next is 1 minute of seated straddle stretch.
Seated straddle stretch. Anyway. Okay, we're going. Oh yeah. So I've just been walking a lot in circles, and then my friend Greg Benson and I have a podcast called Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. I walked while doing the podcast. We just do it on Zoom. My half of the Zoom call was just on my phone, walking around town, and so that was just an hour of straight walking, at least. So there's been very little times where I wasn't walking, and I'm only at 15,000 steps at 1:40. I know some of you might be mail carriers. You might have a job where you're walking constantly. I used to wait tables, a lot of walking then, but even then I bet I wasn't hitting 30,000 steps. Unless it was like a double shift or something. Maybe even then I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't have a tracker back then. But
that's time.
It's like about 15 miles
40 seconds of hurdler stretch
of walking. So in 2 days you're walking more than a marathon. But I like it. Like I don't dislike all the walking. It feel like I have more energy because my heart's always pumping. Like I'm always on the move. I just feel momentum all the time. Which is nice. The least amount of walking I've been doing is probably right now because I'm doing this.
10 seconds left.
It feels nice, and I get kind of hungry. I like being hungry. That's not always a bad thing.
Time. Up next is 40 seconds of hurdler stretch. Right side.
Feeling hungry, depending on how hungry, but feeling a little hungry versus too full, I would choose hungry. Too full does not feel good. Starving, I don't know that I'd choose that. But, so after this, I'm just going to walk more. I'm going to hit the treadmill and do some more work. I'm going to write this video I'm going to work on is about this idea I got just about junk food, about why do people like junk food, and like what is junk food? Should we even be calling anything good or bad food? I don't think so. I think that's general consensus. Like it seems to be that when people say junk food, what they mean is like heavily processed food. But even that is problematic and nuanced.
Next is 30 seconds of standing quad stretch.
High sugary foods, donuts, ice cream, people would probably call junk food. But in moderation, it's just food, it's fine. But I want to go into like why do we like the types of foods that are referred to as junk food by a lot of people? And I think the conclusion I've come to, the main conclusion, is that it's all about easiness, convenience. It's in more ways than one. Like it's not just easy and convenient to grab it because it's everywhere and cheap,
quad stretch.
but also it's easy to prepare. You just open a bag or whatever and eat it. It's already prepared for you. And store, like it won't rot because of all the preservatives and the way it's made. And like you compare that to, like you can go buy frozen chicken. You gotta thaw it, you gotta cook it, and then after you cook it, it doesn't even last that long. You gotta put it in the fridge and not forget about it so it doesn't rot. And dang it, here we go.
That's time.
Okay, straddle stretch.
1 minute of straddle stretch.
Whereas you can buy a big old bag of something and not worry about it rotting later. You can just put it in the cabinet. Which is not, I'm not trying to defend processed food or anything. I'm just saying that's why I think that's one of the major reasons why it's so widespread and insidious. But also, it's easy to measure because you can put exact calorie counts on it. You know exactly what ingredients are in it, especially if you have like food restrictions.
30 seconds left.
Easy for companies to process, to mass produce, and to modify. Have different versions, different flavors, and brand it as something new, which makes it more intriguing. Like, you can't go, apples, new broccoli. People aren't going to make money off of that. So it's easy for businesses.
That's time. Nice job.
I have a big list of reasons it's easy. I think that's the way I'll structure the video, is like easy to eat because it's designed to be delicious. It's easy to know what you're getting because it's consistent. Like every bag is going to be pretty much the same. Sometimes apples or strawberries or bananas are going to be different depending on the season. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But I feel like that's what the kind of structure of the video. It's going to be all about what's easy about it, and that's why it's so insidious. That's why we like it so much. Not only because it's chemically designed to be addictive, a lot of it, heavy salt, heavy sugar, heavy fat. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna make that video because it seems interesting to me. Okay, I gotta submit this on my phone.
You can finish submitting on your phone.
I just did that whole routine I just talked through it. I didn't even think about what I was doing. I love that. I love that about this. About just having an app tell me what to do. What else is going on? I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you that I'm doing. I'm going to do another newsletter. I'm going to try to bring the newsletter back. I've been neglecting that. I don't know if you know I had a newsletter. It's probably already linked down there in my default description that I already made. And why do I think there's something else? Oh, I went back and listened yesterday to a song a day in April. 3 years ago, I made a song every day in April, and they all are up here on this channel on WheezyNews. And I was like, dang, why haven't I done anything with those yet? Griffith's Pony Club was planning on making some of them into a song. Pandemic happened. We all live different places. We kind of didn't make that happen. And I was planning on maybe doing my own for some of the songs, like in my own solo album or something. Just never did it. And I went back and re-listened, and doggone it, I really like a lot of those songs. So probably gonna revisit that. Why do I think there's something else I'm forgetting? That's the thing about just unedited, unplanned stuff. Anyway, I guess that's enough for now. Be on the lookout for a new newsletter. I'll I also asked about junk food on the Beard Lover subreddit. If you want to say anything over there, you are just in the comments here. That'll do for now. Oh yeah, I did an Instagram post yesterday while I was in the waiting room at the courthouse. First Instagram post in, I think, years. And it's the best picture I've ever taken. It's me pointing to the camera, shocked that I'm doing an Instagram post. That's it. Okay. On the screen, main channel video. Still the one about the latest one. What was that one about? I don't even remember. I think I got walking brain right now. It's on the screen. And then there's the playlist of these videos. And then there's subscribing to the WheezyNews channel, this channel. And then there's the Patreon. I'm thinking, okay, now these things aren't going to be on screen because I'm taking too long. But I'm thinking about adding things to the Patreon page. Like, I might as well do this like very soon. Just like a monthly Jackbox games or monthly playing a game online live. Because I saw Brian David Gilbert on his Patreon page. He has a monthly Jackbox games hangout. And that sounded like fun. So I might just steal that idea on the Patreon. Got to get that up and running here soon. We're in planning mode here. I got some plans, you guys. Things I'm forgetting to tell you, things I don't want to tell you yet because I don't know that I'll do them yet. But all right, later.